Your quarterback. The pass wasn't perfect by Manning, thrown behind Garcon, but boy, he reached right behind himself and stabbed that ball and snatched it out of midair.
Marvin Harrison did a lot of work with Garcon last year. Garcon's out of a tiny school, Mount Union, a Division III school. 3rd down and 1. Good block by the right guard, Devan. Bobbled. Incomplete. What a hit by Dante Robinson on the play. Help with Glover Quinn. Incomplete. Flag has been thrown across the way at the 46.
Let's go to Cincinnati. Joe Flacco has the Ravens on the move. 1st and 5. That's Ray Rice.
Inside the 5 and finally stopped at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Ravens.
That's just how important that 5-yard offsides penalty was against the Bengals. It gave the Harbaugh and his offense the opportunity to run the ball on 1st and 5.
And they continue the hurry up.
2 games at once now on the Red Zone channel.
In pro football.
Bringing Green Bay and Tampa Bay as well, as Aaron Rodgers has a 21-17 lead, trying to put something on the field. Ray Rice into the end zone. Baltimore will not be shut out today. 17-6 point after pending. Let's go to Tampa.
In the game, in defending the pass from the Mike linebacker spot, middle linebacker, than Barrett Ruud.
3 wide receivers. Donald Lee, the tight end, motions. On 2nd and 10. Rodgers throws short, dropped by Amon Green. Looked like he wanted to grab it and run quickly and forgot to catch the ball. Amon Green right behind the great Jim Taylor in rushing yardage as a Green Bay Packer. He left the Packers after 7 great seasons, went to Houston, had a lot of injuries in 2 years in Houston, and then just recently re-signed. He asked the Packers. He kept coming around saying, let me work out for you. And they did re-sign him. Brandon Jackson's in now on 3rd and 10. Rodgers flushed out of the pocket, looking, throwing short, completes it to James Jones. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Couple of developing situations here on the Red Zone channel. Let's get out of Tampa and take you to Indianapolis. Trickery. Reggie Wayne will throw. A wounded duck that is picked off by Bernard Pollard. Last week, Joseph and I threw a touchdown. This week, Reggie Wayne not so fortunate. Houston takes over with the football. There's also been an INT in Chicago, but we'll hold that for now. Let's go 1st and go back to Tampa.
Got torched for a 1st down.
Ryan Grant, who has a rushing touchdown, is back in the backfield. 1st and goal, Packers. Grant tripped up. Nice tackle on the play by Tenard Jackson, the safety, coming up.
Here's the update from Chicago Bears are in the red zone. Johnny Knox down to the 20 last play. Here's how they got it. Larry Fitzgerald and Matt Leinart couldn't hook up. Zachary Bowman, the recipient. Bowman takes it across the 30. Near the 25, Bears are now cooking. Granted, down big, 34-14.
He's in at wide receiver. The sign from the practice squad, 4 wide receivers for the Packers. Rodgers, nobody open, and they've got him. He is wrestled down by Roy Miller, another rookie defensive lineman. 3rd sack of the game for the Bucs. Nobody open.
Well, nobody to defend because you got 3 defenders out here on 2 receivers. And they do a pretty good job running a little stick on the slot guy, and then watch Roy Miller, who's going to get inside of Darren College and then beat Scott Wells for the sack. And they like this guy. You know, we were talking to Hovan about Roy Miller. He said he's going to have a, obviously depending on health, but a 10-year career in front of him. Short, quick, and thick, just the way they like him here in Tampa up front.
3rd and goal from the 12, and one of the officials comes in. The Bucs had called the timeout. Check the personnel.
All right, back here a little bit. Timeout taken by Tampa Bay. Red Zone channel takes you to Atlanta. Jason Campbell's been knocked out already once today. Here comes the second one. Look at number 95, Jonathan Babineau, and look at the ankle. It's the right ankle. Babineau brought him down. Campbell would eventually walk off, though. Todd Collins is now the quarterback. Here come the Bears guys. Jay Cutler, Greg Olson. He had 3 touchdowns before the day. He has 3 more today, doubling his total. Bears cut it to 34-21, 9:50 remaining. in the fourth quarter. It is not over yet, nor is it over in New England. 24-17. Patriots have the football and the lead. 11:35 left.
The sidelines. That's a penalty that you never used to see, and now you see it with some regularity. Kind of discouraging, though, on defense to have 12 guys and still give up a first down.
Lawrence Maroney going to take it again. And this time the Dolphins stop it at the 40-yard line.
Well, Joey Porter made a lot of headlines this week with talking about how much he dislikes the Patriots and Tom Brady in particular getting calls, and the stat sheet is bare for number 55.
But you know, most everyone we talked to just kind of shrugged it off.
Oh, that's Joey being Joey. The guy has passion. You know something? There are too many guys that don't have passion. Joey's got more than his fair share.
Hey, look at this. Brady's going to throw. On the move. Finally got rid of it before he goes down. It's incomplete.
Boy, I give a lot of credit to the Dolphins and their back seven, because they only came after Tom with a couple of guys, and they blanketed and shut down everybody downfield. That's Paul Pasqualoni, their defensive coordinator, now in his second year. He was the linebacker coach in Dallas. Another guy that Bill Parcells brought along with him.
Now here's a big 3rd and 10. Brady over the middle, Randy Moss, and Moss is wrapped up by Vontae Davis before he can reach the first down marker. And that'll bring the punting unit on, and that's...
All right, get out of here. 24-17. Moments ago, this is Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas punt return here for the Jaguars at a 17-6 game. Got a couple of blockers. Looked at one point as if he would break it. Instead, he gets 44 yards. Mike Brown again, a touchdown-saving tackle. And Jacksonville, great field position now in the red zone, 17-6.
Only 2 teams in the NFL in punt coverage, Jacksonville being one of them. Both of the teams giving up only 3.5 yards or so per punt return going into that one right there. That'll hurt your average, giving up a 40-plus to Mike Thomas.
High formation. Second down. Jones-Drew again just moving that pile.
Red Zone Channel trivia. Who is the leading rusher at quarterback in the NFL? If you guessed Aaron Rodgers, then you're either a Packer fan or a stat geek. Either way, good for you. 12-yard touchdown matching his jersey number. Green Bay now 28, Tampa Bay 17, 13:04 remaining in the fourth. Let's go back to Jacksonville.
Straight ahead, 7 or 8 yard pickup with 6 or 7 guys on that pile.
Quarterback sneak, and that's enough for the first down from David Garrard. It is ironic when you see Maurice Jones-Drew run like this that originally people thought of him as not being big enough to be an every down back, that he'd be a great return man, maybe a 3rd down guy. But he has shown in his first season as the #1 running back that he can get the job done. Jacksonville now with over 400 yards on offense. They came in ranked 11th in the National Football League.
And that was David Garrard's 3rd quarterback sneak for a first down pickup today. But yeah, Maurice Jones-Drew is showing that he is an every down man in every sense of the word.
Kansas City takes it time.
Go to Indianapolis on the Red Zone Channel. Can the Colts now rally? They've won 16 in a row, but trail at home.
Run game. And then being able to get the run game to the second level, create a new set of downs so Peyton Manning can continue to go to work. Not getting away from Joseph Adai, who I think has probably played the best here in the second half.
Williams playing the right defensive end out there with Antonio Smith, Okoye, and Barwin all on that defensive line. First down and 10 from the 42. Into the nickel. Right off the fingertips of Colley. Coverage downfield by Glover Quinn.
Quinn is in excellent position, and Manning has plenty of time on this one, but you can see he's looking all the way to Austin Collie, but look at the drop. The depth of that drop by Glover Quinn forces the high throw over the head. Manning wanted to drop it in there, but great, excellent coverage underneath by Glover Quinn.
Colts had 3 red zone appearances in the first half, and on 2 of those, they had to settle for 3, thanks to some good defense by the Houston Texans. Second down and 10. The fake to Adai. The block by Devan. The catch made by Clark. Drilled in the play by Pollard. He's down to the 25, 17-yard pickup.
And why is Dallas Clark able to catch this ball? They don't jam him at the line of scrimmage. Listen in. They don't jam him at the line. They jammed him once he catches the ball, but a little bit too late after he picks up the first down.
Sean Cody is coming on that defensive line. 14th catch by Clark. He's to the 25, along with Manning in the offense, and it's first down and 10. Clark the block. Nice catch by Collie. Right in front of Quinn. What a catch by Austin.
Looks like an injury there to Austin Collie. We'll be back here, 17-13. Houston on top of Indianapolis. You're watching the Red Zone channel. Let's go to Cincinnati. It's not over yet. Chad Johnson a catch. Chad Johnson a fumble. Ocho Cinco gives it up to Ed Reed. Reed's gonna, of course, lateral to Chris Carr. Either way, it is Baltimore ball at midfield. Let's go to Atlanta. Redskins going for it at 4th and 1.
Right up the middle. Timeout. Washington.
Timeout. Washington. They're first.
Timeout here, so we're going to go to Tampa. After that touchdown by Aaron Rodgers, your ensuing kickoff goes to Clifton Smith. Remember, back when the Buccaneers wore these uniforms, or wore them, they couldn't return a kick for a touchdown. And maybe they can't anymore either. But it goes for 83 yards and great field position. That means red zone chance here for the Buccaneers. This game is not in any way over. Josh Freeman completes a pass. They are inside the 10. They are now 1st and goal in an 11-point game.
In coverage, in space, and I can't blame him. I mean, that guy is a finely tuned athlete to be a defensive end, not an outside linebacker, Sam, that drops into coverage.
2 tight ends, Kellen Winslow and John Gilmore, 1st and goal from the 7. Off the play fake, Freeman looking, throwing, and it's deflected away. Intended for Brian Clark. Charles Woodson got the hand on it. And it looked like Clark had a little bit of a lead on Woodson here.
He did, and the ball was thrown behind him. And you see here, I mean, there's the ball is just, and I know
2 games at once now in the red zone. We'll keep it here, and we'll go back as well to Indianapolis. 1st and goal for Peyton Manning. He is across the 10. He's going to hand it off to Joseph Adai. Remember the scenario here. Indianapolis has never lost at home to Houston, regardless of the building. Indianapolis has won 16 consecutive games, in essence, a full season over the span of 2 years. That's 16 straight regular season games. Houston down, but now with 17 unanswered to rally back. Josh Freeman to the back of the end zone. That's a touchdown to Kellen Winslow. Big catch back of the end zone, and the Buccaneers aren't going away.
2nd down and goal at the 7. Wayne blocked by Garcon. Good tackle on the side by Eugene Wilson, who has probably improved the most on this defense.
2 games at once here in the red zone. Let's go to 3rd and 4 in Baltimore as well. Joe Flacco, incompletion. Jonathan Joseph with the knockaway. Bengals trying to hold on 17-7. You see Indianapolis 5 of 10 on 3rd down. We're keeping an eye as well on Tampa, where the Buccaneers will go for 2. It's a 28-23 game. 2-point conversion would bring them to within 3. We'll keep with these 2 games, however, and let you know what happens with that 2-point conversion. Stephen Hauschka lining up for the field goal. This would make it a 1-score game. Joseph Adai, touchdown for Indy. Stephen Hauschka, 38-yard field goal try full screen as the Tampa Bay 2-point conversion fails.
It is no good. Wide to the left.
Yep. No good, still a 10-point game. Again, 2-point conversion, no good in Tampa. Moments ago, here in Jacksonville, Maurice Jones-Drew. Look at him push. NFL leading, 11th touchdown for the little guy, and it's worth dancing over. Jacksonville, give them 7 more, make it 24-6. Now 4:21 remaining as the Jaguars look to bounce back after the loss a week ago. Let's go to New England. Here's a one-touchdown game, and it is punt time. 4th and 4. Dolphins do not go for it. They're going to bring the punter out, down 7 across midfield.
Second straight punt for Miami. Brandon Fields will try to pin the Patriots down. Welker, fair catch called for and made at his own 8-yard line. 5:38 to play in the 4th. New England with the ball.
This one might be second guess tomorrow in South Florida. Let's go to Atlanta. 4th and 1. Todd Collins in for the injured Jason Campbell. Dumps it off to Mike Sellers, and Atlanta wasn't having it. Falcons, big 4th down stand. They take over with the football and with the lead by 2 touchdowns, 31-17. Matt Leinart benched.
Here
Guess who came back?
Knox,
Kurt Warner.
Johnny
Knox and Jake Cutler cannot connect as the Bears are making this a game.
McFadden was there defending for Arizona, and Knox almost came up with that grab.
Yeah, Cutler tried to get this out there as best he could. It was underthrown. Knox tries coming back and had a chance. Would have been a tough catch. And they could have easily called pass interference on that play. A little bit like what we saw with Nick Roach, the linebacker for Chicago. That is hard on those defensive players in pass defense on underthrown balls.
Bears with all 3 of their timeouts left. 6:56 on the clock. 2nd and 10. Down by 13. This one's batted into the air and incomplete. Hey, that was going to be a dangerous throw out here to Devin Hester with Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie bearing down on the play, and it's 3rd and 10. Clark Hagan's got his hand on the pass and knocked it up into the air. So some life here after a dismal first half for the Bears. Trailed 31-3, outgained 320 yards to 74. Allowed 21 first downs and gained only 4 offensively. On 3rd and 10. Cutler throws over the middle and right into the defense. Pass is picked off by Matt Ware, an extra defensive back in the game, and the interception by Jay Cutler. With his team down by 13 points, could put in essence an end to this comeback effort.
Yeah, and all Jay Cutler's trying to do here is give his team a chance. I mean, he can't hold it any longer. He's got to throw it. He takes the hit there at the end of that play, but just nobody creating any separation for him, and he throws it thinking that Earl Bennett is going to stay on the move. And Earl Bennett should have stayed on the move. If he's got a square in, then he comes in front of the safety, and it's not an interception.
Handoff is to Hightower. Hightower over the right side picks up 2. For Matt Ware, 76th game, and it's
Randy Moss has 6 catches for 147 yards. Just got a new first down here for the Patriots as Lawrence Maroney's on the ground trying to pick up a first down here and trying to run out the clock. Remember, with just under 6 minutes remaining, Tony Sparano chose to punt when he was in New England territory and try to pin the Patriots back. New England, however, does now have 1 first down. Tim Hightower, big run inside the 10 for the Cardinals. Full screen back to Soldier Field.
Kevin Payne and a gain of 9.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, this guy is running hard today. That was a heck of a collision at the end of that run.
Right through Kevin Payne. And a first down with 5.5 left in the game.
You know, there's a lot for Arizona to feel good about, particularly in that first half and the way that they threw the ball. But I think the thing that they're going to get the most of, you know, from this game is the way that they ran it, both Beanie Wells and Tim Hightower.
Here's Hightower, cuts up field after starting out to the left and picks up 2. Lance Briggs on the stop. If you're paying attention to these scores, Green Bay still leading. Plenty of time left in the game at Tampa Bay in a rather tight game with the Packers and Buccaneers, and Atlanta
taking apart the Washington Redskins. There's the difference in the rush yards. Chicago 34 rush yards on the afternoon. Cardinals up by 13 and moving in again. Warner throws, pass is caught, and no signal yet. Now touchdown to Steve Breaston. So a touchdown is the call, but now the officials get together, and now the ball, by the time it was handled, I think Breaston corralled it and got it into the end zone.
Well, I think he caught it. Now it's just a matter of once he regained control, you know, was he across
While
the
they
goal
figured
line?
this one out in Chicago, the referee is Ed Hockley. Remember Chris Chambers? Go to Jacksonville. His second catch as a Chief is a 54-yard touchdown from Matt Castle. Chambers this week claimed on waivers after San Diego told him goodbye. 24-13, 2:32 remaining now in the fourth. And let's go to Indy.
Daniel's more athletic, more of a vertical threat at the tight end position, but if Joel Dreesen can turn in this kind of performance, making good catches underneath, it's going to go a long way to help this offense. Keep an eye on the clock if you're Matt Schaub.
Slayton remains 1st and 10, 4 in the secondary. Slayton. There's a block by the center Myers. And you see the gang tackle after a gain of 4 to the 39. Looks like Slayton, who fumbled last week and was benched in the game at Buffalo, may have regained a little bit of his confidence. That fumbling issue huge in his mind. Maybe it's going to race today.
Well, first you got to start with the technique where Gary Kubiak says, hey, we've been working all week trying to teach him to hold the ball high and tight. We had guys in of course, practice, pulling and tugging at the ball. He said right now it's proven to be a confidence thing, but he's got to be able to secure the ball, run with it high and tight, can't let it hang loose.
So they watched a lot of Tiki Barber tape because Barber had a fumbling issue early in his career as well. 5 in the secondary, 2nd and 10. Here comes Slayton. Flag is thrown. Antoine Bethea was right there. The gain to the 40-yard line. About a yard, maybe. But there is a flag.
Holding. Number 64 in the offense.
Stuttered.
10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
13 penalties called on the Houston Texans today, most on the defense. Offensively, that is make it the 3rd offensive penalty. 10 on the defense. Season high.
You know, so much has been talked about the Houston Texans offense putting up big numbers coming in, and we said Indy playing without Bob Sanders, Kelvin Hayden out, Marlon Jackson out. Those 3 players have missed a combined total of 36 games over the last 2 years. But guys like Melvin Bullock, Tim Jennings, and of course Jacob Lacey have really come in and held their water and played well in this secondary without those 3 starters.
2nd and 16, 5 defensive backs. There's a block by Winston. It's a pass to the running back Slayton, and a great play by Eric.
A couple of highlights for you in the Red Zone channel. We'll be right back. Go to Atlanta. Not over. Well, close to, but not. Santana Moss high steps his way out of a tackle, gets across the 35-yard line, a gain of 25. It's a 2-touchdown game, 31-17. Onside kick after the Chris Chambers touchdown. Recovered by the kicker, Ryan Suckup. The recovery, Jacksonville football now, 24-13. They're coming up with a 2-minute warning as we go back to Indy.
Winston, a good block. That's caught for a 1st down. Andre Johnson to the 42-yard line. Hit by Melvin Bullock. Picks up 24 on 3rd and 10. Spot him at the 42.
They caught him playing a soft cover 2 zone. The pressure didn't get there. And watch this throw by
Andrew Siciliano back in the Red Zone studios in Los Angeles. If you're watching us, the Red Zone channel, on channel 7, 11, and up. 711, 712, 713, 714. You need to switch over to 703 to continue to watch us as the late games, and we have 4 of them, are about to get underway. Again, 7, 11, and up, about to get your late games. We'll stick with them all day long. Red Zone channel continues for everyone else on channel 703. And the Red Zone channel now takes you back to Indianapolis for the Texans and the Colts.
For the most part, against a very good defense of Indianapolis, they have given Schaub the time necessary.
Well, they have. I think particularly here in the second half, we've seen Dwight Freeney really get after Matt Schaub in that first half, but been pretty quiet, even though these guys can wreck your game plan at any moment. Let's face it, they can come off the corner, get a strip sack and fumble and end the game in one play.
Slayton is in. 2nd and 10. Oh, it was trailed. It's an interception. It's caught by Session. Tackled by Anderson. That is the 3rd turnover. Just we're talking about protection. It came leaking through, I think.
Turnover time. Indy gets it back 2017. Let's go to New England.
Going to start it with Ronnie Brown, and Brown gets nowhere. Gerard Mayo making the play.
Well, being a middle linebacker is all about trying to pick your gap and when to shoot it. And Gerard Mayo shot the backside gap and had enough speed to get to Ronnie Brown.
Henny throws far side of the field. Penalty marker flies from deep in the secondary.
Well, it's Darius Butler tied up over there with Devon Bess. And I don't think there's any question who this is going against.
Well, we have a couple of markers down.
There are 2 fouls, both on the defense. Illegal hands to the face. Number 29 is declined. Pass interference. Number 28 is declined. Play results. 1st down.
That's a heck of a job by Devon Bess.
All right, so the Dolphins are moving there, aided by a penalty and a nice catch by Devon Bess. 4th and 2 moments ago in Atlanta. Jason Campbell back in the game as they rotate quarterbacks. Incompletion. Malcolm Kelly seemed to be open. Campbell left it low. Falcons take over. Michael Turner ran for 9 big yards to put him over 160 on the day.
Henny steps up, throws behind Brown out of the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Chad Henne that time had to
Jaguars,
throw it to the back shoulder.
they got a game on their hands. Back from the Chiefs. Let's go to Jacksonville. Matt Castle, moments ago, throws it up, and Dwayne Bowe brings it down. That's a 36-yarder. Less than 2 minutes remaining now, 147. The Chiefs are in the red zone as we go back to New England.
2nd and 10. Now Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams in the backfield. Henny throwing over the middle, incomplete. Brian Hartline, the rookie, couldn't quite hold on.
We have an update from Tampa Bay. Bucs are not out of it, 28-23. About 7 to go. Moments ago, Josh Freeman over the middle, picked off A.J. Hawk. He was checking Kellen Winslow. There's a flag, though, and it's illegal contact on A.J. Hawk. So wipe out the INT. Doesn't count. Buccaneers keep the football, and they have now moved across midfield. Miami has no timeouts remaining here in New England. 0 timeouts remaining. It's a 7-point game.
Are the Patriots going to blitz?
And a timeout. He doesn't have a timeout.
He does not. They're telling him right now.
Delay game. Offense. Miami is out of timeouts.
Miami used all of their timeouts on the previous Patriots possession before they got the ball back. And Chad Henne wanted to use that timeout because he saw New England. They were giving a blitz look, an all-out blitz look.
And he was running short of time. 3rd and 15. And they look a little bit confused on offense. Henne throwing, sideline, incomplete.
Well, that time Lee Bodden had outstanding coverage on Devon
Let's go to
Bess.
Tampa, big play. Your 0-7 Buccaneers are hanging around. 3rd and 7. Look at Josh Freeman make a play to Michael Clayton. He came back behind Al Harris and caught it inside the 15. The Buccaneers are moving after the 29-yard catch. We'll take you there as soon as they wrap this up.
The officials get Coach Belichick off the field. Penny over the middle, incomplete off the hands of Ted Ginn.
No timeouts remaining there. New England takes over. 2:50 left on the clock. 2nd and 4. Let's go to Tampa.
It's going to be his team. 2nd and 4 from the 7. Freeman swings it out to Cadillac Williams. Never got a handle on it. It's incomplete. Nick Barnett got a piece of Cadillac Williams to help break up the play. It brings up
quickly. Let's go to Jacksonville. 1st and goal for the Chiefs from just inside the 5.
Only 9 times in this territory.
Only in the red zone 14 times coming into week 9. But again, they've been pretty successful once they get there. Castle with time, sprinting away, guns it, touchdown. That is a nice grab. Again, Chris Chambers.
For now, it's a Chris Chambers touchdown with a flag. Let's go back to Tampa.
With time, throws, and the catch made, then dropped and incomplete. Would have been incomplete. Clayton with a good effort, but was falling over the end line. So now what do? Do you take 3 and hope you get the ball back, or do you go for it on 4th down?
Ooh,
I say go for 3.
yeah, I say you kick the field goal and go play some defense. Absolutely. And we've seen Raheem Morris pass up points more than
4th and 4. I want to stay here, but at the same time, let's bring in the Jaguars and the Chiefs as well. It's offsides on Jacksonville. Touchdown will stand, and the Chiefs will now go for 2. You have it now. 2 games at once here in the Red Zone channel. 2-point conversion. 2nd try this year for the Chiefs. They are 0 for 1. Freeman on 4th down. Freeman, end zone. That is caught. Touchdown, Sammy Stroughter, and the Buccaneers have taken the lead 29-28. 2-point conversion, meantime, is, put him up, is good. 24-21. Matt Castle makes it a 3-point game. It means likely another onside kick coming here. As you've seen both of these on the Red Zone channel, the late games are getting underway. Before we get to the late games, let's go back to Indianapolis. It's been 16 consecutive wins for the Colts. They are now trying to tie the 1934 Chicago Bears for most consecutive regular season wins over the span of 2 seasons.
You've been going back and forth with Chris White today. 5 in the secondary, 1st and 10. They come through with Mathis. You see the diving catch by Jacoby Jones. They're going to spot the ball at the 23. Quick pickup of 8, and again, Houston without timeouts.
And we also saw the hit, I think, by Foster on Matt Schaub. Keep him clean. He can deliver some strikes.
It's 2nd down and 2. Brown with a good block. Nice catch made. 1st down. He was drilled, was the wide receiver Walter. With a 13-yard pickup and hit on the play by Gary Brackett. Moved the chains. 1st down to the 36.
And remember, they're only working to get a field goal here, if possible, to tie it up.
Nickel defense, 1st and 10. Andre Johnson hit by the rookie Gerard Powers. Close to a 1st down. Near the 45. A gain of about 9.5.
And right now, the Colts are playing in that soft cover 2 we talked about. Any in-breaking balls is where you can get the...
Let's go to the onside kick. Look at how Kansas City is setting it up. Last time it worked. 24-21. After Chris Chambers' 2nd touchdown, Kansas City will go and try to get that ball back again. This time high up into the air, and this time no good. Jacksonville takes the ball over in Kansas City territory with 1:01 remaining. By the way, 2-point conversion, good for the Buccaneers. They lead 31-28 over Green Bay at home. 4:14 remaining in the 4th.
Swing in the backfield here. 3rd down and 1. Caught for a 1st down. Walter again makes the grab. He was covered on the near side by the rookie Lacey. He picks up 8 yards. He gets out of bounds and stops the clock at 44 seconds.
Well, first you have the protection, and then you have the patience by Matt Schaub, and look at that throw. I guess it looked at first as if he was throwing it away, but he waited, held his water, waited for Kevin Walter and delivered a pass, and now they're only about maybe, 7 yards from that target line we talked about for Chris Brown.
Walter has caught all 5 of his passes today in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. Great time again. Big time hit put on David Anderson and a gain of 8 right there. A belt by Session. The gain is to the 39-yard line as Brown takes his paces. No timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 2. Slayton remains. Good block by Brown. Here comes the rush by Foster. Oh, what a play by Schaub, and picked up by Slayton. Got back to the line of scrimmage and even picked up a yard. And what could have been disaster for the Houston Texans.
If he takes a sack, boy, are they going to live to regret this play. But watch the ad-lib. Watch the poise. He's staring down the barrel with 2 blue jerseys right on top of him. And he just kindly tells Steve Slayton, you go down, I'll drop it off to you. And he got the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
They just got to the target line, the 39-yard line. You see Slayton, 5 defensive backs, 3rd and 2. That's caught. 1st down. Andre Johnson working on the near side. Again, they're picking on the rookie Lacey. That's a pickup of 7 yards. They're going to spot the ball at the 32.
And just bought more space for Chris Brown, their field goal kicker, to work with. And at this point, with 14 seconds to go, you can take a shot at the end zone. You can get them closer, but you can try to knock out the Colts, maybe with a touchdown play. But you don't want to put the ball in harm's way. If you get Andre Johnson matched up in one-on-one coverage against a safety down the field in that cover 2 zone, take a shot at it.
This is Andre Johnson. Lassos his 10th reception of the day, 1st and 10. Schaub in the middle of the field. It's caught by Jacoby Jones. The clock continues to tick. Jones is down there with an 8-yard gain to the 25-yard line. He's got to spike it quick, and he does. 2 seconds. 1 second. Oh, is that close? Oh, my goodness. In the middle of the field. Sure, they got the catch, but how dangerous were they flirting right there with the possible expiration of the regular clock.
And that's why the middle of the field was open. Give credit to Gary Kubiak for taking advantage of it. You think they're going to throw the ball out of bounds or toward the sideline. Look at that. They got the clock stopped with 1 second left.
How about the lineman getting set? All right, this is a 42-yard field goal try for the tie. Oh, he missed! The Colts have won their 17th consecutive regular season game.
Chris Brown misfires indoors again, and Indy beats Houston 20-17 to remain undefeated at 8-0. Opening kickoff moments ago at Quest Field. Derek Williams, the rookie, the fumble. Lions got it back, though fair not. Detroit and Seattle, they are scoreless early on. Let's go to New Orleans. D'Angelo Williams is already busting loose in a big way. Jake Delhomme has never lost a game he started at the Superdome, college or the NFL. And he's got a cushion early. D'Angelo at a 66-yard bolt of lightning. Carolina 7 and New Orleans nothing. 4th and 16. Aaron Rodgers now has to be the comeback guy in Tampa Bay.
They've only scored 1 touchdown this season in a drive in which they've given up a sack.
Now that's 36 sacks on the season that group has given up.
Clifton Smith on the return from the 41. Still going. Gets to the sideline, out of bounds at the Green Bay 40. Clifton Smith, who had an 83-yard kickoff return earlier to set up a touchdown, has a 19-yard return here. And the Bucs have the ball at the Green Bay 40. Wow. Next week, NFL on Fox. There are more great games we've got for you. It's a doubleheader week. The Lions and the Vikings in a big matchup. The Bucs will be at Miami. The Saints will be at St. Louis, and the Falcons take on the Panthers. Second game, Dallas at Green Bay. That's a good one. And it all begins with a Ford Drive 1 Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon.
Update from New England. 3 more on the board, not for the Dolphins, but for the Patriots. Steve Gostkowski has a field goal. A 40-yarder popped it through, and New England extends to 27-17. Dolphins get the ball back, but without timeouts, and likely they are toast. Let's go here to Tampa. Coming up with a 2-minute warning. The Buccaneers go back to an era in which they never won with those old uniforms, and oddly today, winless. They are looking at their first victory of the year. Let's go to Cincinnati on the Red Zone channel.
It's Brian
And Leonard here on third down, and the clock cannot be stopped now by Baltimore.
But there is a chance that Baltimore will get the ball back here. Cincinnati has a decision now to whether to just kill the clock, try to kill it, or bring out the field goal team. Daniel Coates is not the field goal kicker, so they're going to go for a kneel down. Baltimore will get the ball with just about 10-11 seconds after the kneel.
This game is all but done, so we are going to get out. Let's go to New Orleans. Drew Brees, amazing numbers. Those 16 touchdowns already in a hole, or at least 7-0.
Led New Orleans to the NFC Championship game his first year in 06. Has been to a pair of Pro Bowls and has racked up more passing yards than any quarterback in the NFL over the last 3 years. Second and 5, they'll throw it. Reggie Bush. Run out of bounds close to the 27-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Take a look at Carolina defensively. It's been a very good group. We'll check on them in a moment. The rest of the starters offensively for the Saints are led by their outstanding wide receiver Marcus Colston. And up front, we'll certainly keep an eye on Jermon Bushrod, third-year tackle, going toe-to-toe with Julius Peppers. Screen to Pierre Thomas, and what a play made by Damian Lewis coming up from behind. It's 3 and out for the Saints offense.
And it's interesting to me the Saints would come out with 3 straight passes. Obviously they wanted to test that secondary.
4th and 2 here. Let's go to Seattle. 3rd and 6. Matthew Stafford at midfield.
And the quick pass, and it is caught by Calvin Johnson, and a first down into Seahawk territory to the 37, a 13-yard pickup.
I love the idea of them getting Calvin Johnson involved so early. You have to. I mean, he's a Pro Bowl guy. Look at the numbers right there. 25-yard receptions. He has 20 over the last 2 years. That's second in the NFL. And as you just pointed out, he's missed 2 ball games recently.
And he's averaged 100 or more yards in the last 8 road games. So he is not deterred by playing on the road. Maurice Morris, the setback, and a first down Detroit. And the fake handoff. And the pass off the hands of Fitzsimmons, incomplete, bringing up 2nd and 10.
See the one throw there by Matthew Stafford. The one thing that they're still working on with him is accuracy. Watch where this ball is thrown. See, he's got to go to the outside part of the receiver. Instead, he throws it to the inside, turns him around, and makes it a very difficult attempt to catch the football. That will smooth out as he continues to mature.
Patrick Kearney leaves the game, and Corey Redding, who is traded for Julian Peterson. 2nd down and 10, and play action, and here comes the pressure, and no chance. Jordan Babineau.
This is one of our 4 late games. We're leaving it, though, on 7-12, and we're going back to Tampa. 3rd and 4. Buccaneers keep it on the ground. The Cadillac will not get a first down. Green Bay had 2 timeouts remaining before that play in a 31-28 game.
Tough decision here now for Raheem Morris.
The Packers have used their 2nd timeout.
It is a final in New England. The Dolphins pick up some extra fantasy points for your team maybe at the end. A sensational catch by Greg Camarillo. To naught, New England goes to 6-2 by beating the Dolphins 27-17. Raheem Morris has yet to win a game as an NFL head coach. He is 0-7, but his team is this close.
6, or do you try to get the first down right here and end the game?
Well, his kicker is 1 for 2. A field goal try would probably be 49 yards.
And then a touchdown still beats you.
Well, it has been a great day here in Tampa. They have honored the 1979 Bucs team, the first team to ever make the playoffs for Tampa Bay. Leroy Selman, a Hall of Famer, the only Tampa Bay Buccaneer Hall of Famer, was honored by becoming the first man in the new Ring of Honor here in Tampa. And then Josh Freeman in his 2nd NFL game, his first NFL start, the 1st-round draft pick out of Kansas State, the 3rd quarterback chosen in the NFL draft, 17th overall. And he is giving the Bucs and their fans a vision of the future. There are some real good bright spots. The numbers aren't perfect by any means, but he's come up with big plays, and he took the team on a 72-yard touchdown drive to get them the lead. Now they're going for it. 4th and half a yard with Cadillac Williams and Ernest Graham in the backfield. Two tight ends, Jeremy Stevens and John Gilmore.
Forget the sneak. They're in a 3-man front in terms of having everybody covered up on the inside.
And Josh Freeman didn't like what he saw. He calls a timeout. That's the final timeout.
All the late games are now underway here on the Red Zone channel. We have these two for you. You want to keep an eye on them, the Giants and the San Diego Chargers. It's actually warmer today in the Meadowlands than it is in San Diego by 5 or 6 degrees. This game with Jim Nantz and Phil Simms is on 7:13. Already an injury in San Francisco where Vince Young and the Tennessee Titans are in town. That game is one up from it. Jeff Fisher off his first win is on channel 714. They are still not done here. Green Bay 1 timeout. Buccaneers have used their last. 31-28. It's 4th down with 1:48 remaining.
The Green Bay Packers, so the defensive line has clearly done their job at the biggest spots with the game on the line.
Well, right now the game is on the line for the Packers. They need a hold. 2 backs, 2 tight ends. 4th and 1. Oh, that's going to be on the left tackle.
Number 76, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
The left guard, excuse me, Jeremy Zuta.
Now you got to punt.
Yep. Well, that takes all the decision making out.
Donald Penn there. And he and Zuta, the left guard. It was Zuta who went first, and then Donald Penn followed him.
So now Dirk Johnson back to punt. That's Tramon Williams back deep for the Packers. Johnson way up in the air. Williams lets it bounce inside the 10. And the Bucs have it surrounded. It comes to rest at the 4-yard line. The Packers have 1 timeout remaining, and they've got to go get into field goal range.
We'll get you back here. 1:35 remaining. In the meantime, let's go to the Meadowlands. Brandon Jacobs moments ago. Here's your replay out to the 45 for the Giants.
Talking about it here in New York. Even Tom Coughlin said it. Let's get back to who we are, and that is running the football. And Brandon Jacobs had a meeting with Tom Coughlin this week. No hesitations. Get the football, run downhill, make your offensive linemen afraid that you might run them over if they don't get out of the way.
Eli feeling much more comfortable with that right foot. This hobbled him for 3 weeks. He's in trouble. Steps away from the sack. And he is finally brought down by Caesar.
Update from Seattle. Field goal time. Here it is for you. Mr. Hansen with a miss. Jason Hansen off the right uprights. It is no good from 35. They remain scoreless. Detroit and Seattle. Jim Schwartz and company. They are on channel 712.
When you know a player's getting well in the NFL, Jim, is when they don't get up at 6 a.m. every day and go in for treatment. He said he was not doing it this week, so you know his foot is better.
Official stats pulls it back to no gain, so it will be a sack for San Diego. 2nd and 10 for New York. Jacobs running hard early into San Diego territory and brought down by Eric Weddle. Another big
it is not yet over in Tampa, but it may as well be. The Giants are on 7-13. We are going back to what could be the Buccaneers' first win. Moments ago, Aaron Rodgers threw it away, narrowly avoided an intentional grounding flag.
Wide on Chad Clifton. Just going to push down inside and then bull rush Darren College right into the quarterback. And it did look like Aaron Rodgers' knee was down when he threw it.
From the end zone, the pass to James Jones at the 10, and the Bucs have him. They spotted at the 11-yard line. Rondé Barber and Styles White with a tackle. And the Packers still have to get to the 23-yard line for a first down, and they have used their final timeout. Can you taste it, Raheem? Can you taste that victory? Today's game was produced by Mike Burks, directed by Sandy Grossman, associate director Tom Yohe, broadcast associate Eric Mandia, technical producers Frank Phillips, pregame show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Senior producer is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Spotter in the booth, the great Gary Lynn. Our statistician, Emmett McGuire. And again, congratulations to our guys who went on the pregame show to Afghanistan and mingled with the troops there, brought us the 2-hour pregame special. Here's 4th and 12. Rodgers, nobody coming open, and that pass tipped and intercepted. Being brought back by Kennard Jackson, heading for the end zone, touchdown!
The Buccaneers walk off a winner, 37-28, with that point after pending. 35-6 remaining. Louis Delmas with an INT, picks off Matt Hasselbeck. The Lions, red zone, down to the 2. Let's go there live to Questfield.
The ex-Lion forced the fumble for Kevin Smith.
Prior to the snap, there is no play. False start. Number 84. Offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the Lions are lucky there, as Brandon Pettigrew was moving.
Never is a team happier about a guy making an offensive error than the Lions are right now. Brandon Pettigrew on the motion came inside and jumped up before the snap count, and that led to the penalty.
What a strange start we've had here in this first quarter. 61-yard drive, and Hansen, normally automatic, misses the field goal, then an interception, and then a false start saves a turnover. But it'll be first and goal now from the 7. Stafford drills it, and it's caught for the touchdown. And Pettigrew, the 20th overall pick from Oklahoma State, puts the
two rookies team up, and Detroit has the early touchdown lead in Seattle. Red Zone Channel takes it to New Orleans. Carolina already a 7-0 lead on the D'Angelo Williams touchdown. Now they're getting the ball back. Ball came out. Drew Brees coughed it up. John Beeson fell on it, and it's a red zone chance now for the Carolina Panthers. D'Angelo Williams on first down picks up 4 as we go there live. 7-0
for D'Angelo Williams.
Well, this is the second time they've tried this little fake dive and pitch it outside. Obviously, they're trying to get outside, all the bodies on the inside, just as a changeup. But this is what Carolina's built for, to shove it down to your throat in the red zone. I'm bigger, I'm tougher, I'm meaner, I'm nastier than you are, and I'm going to shove this thing in.
2nd and 6. Williams again to the inside, sniffing the goal line, and that is a touchdown. Brian Billick, you just said it. They're going to try and shove
D'Angelo,
it right
2 scores in Carolina, a 2-touchdown lead. Lawrence Tynes lining up for a field goal, 39-yarder at the Meadowlands.
So this is why he's kicking the field goal. Get some confidence for his football team.
39-yarder here, Phil. And Tynes, now the kick is blocked, and the Chargers come busting through. Maybe it was just a sloppy exchange on the handle. That was Jeff Fiegels, so reliable, and just a mix-up there.
Never good to have Jeff Fiegels with the football. We'll go to San Francisco, joined in progress. This is a catch and run, take 2. This is a catch and run by Frank Gore with the flag down.
Catch and run of 35 yards for the Pro Bowl running back.
Boy, they caught him in man-to-man coverage right there, Iron. That was why they had the big play.
Unnecessary roughness, number 24, defense, grasping the helmet opening. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic,
First down.
And that's Chris Hope called on the penalty. Longest reception of the season for Gore.
And a nice job by Alex Smith. He's going to draw the rush. Watch him draw the rush, then fade to his right. Does a nice job getting the ball to Frank Gore. Now watch Frank Gore. He is very good in the open field. They caught Tennessee in a man-to-man defense. Frank Gore, he slipped right out the back door.
Titans are last in the NFL in passing defense, allowing 282 yards per game. They've given up 19 touchdowns through the air. So after the penalty, they spot the football at the 39-yard line of Tennessee. New set of downs for San Francisco to work with, and a double tight end set with Davis and Delaney Walker. Long count for Smith on first down. Short drop and too high on the throw for Walker. Take a look at the San Francisco 49er offense. This is a team that has really struggled on third downs this season. They're playing without Joe Staley, who could miss up to 6 weeks with a sprained right knee. Barry Sims, the veteran, gets the nod there. Vernon Davis having a career year, literally 32 catches this year. That's the most in his career. He's leading the NFL in touchdown receptions with 7. Now in his 4th season out of Maryland, the number 6 pick overall in 2006, and starting to live up to that billing. 3 receiver set. Michael Crabtree seeing his first home action as a San Francisco 49er. Smith. And a quick throw over the middle to Walker in a matchup with Gerald McGrath, who is stepping in for the injured David Thornton. Let's take a look at this Tennessee defense in the 4-3 setup. Javon Kearse is a healthy scratch. William Hayes continues to get the start at that defensive end position. Vanden Bosch had a sack last week for Tennessee. Linebackers, we mentioned the injury to Thornton, sitting this one out because of a hip injury. McGrath gets the nod. And in the secondary, Rod Hood. What an addition he has been for Tennessee with the injury to Nick Harper. Chuck Cecil, who knows a little bit about playing on that back line. Former Pro Bowl defensive back in his own right. On a first down after the 13-yard hookup. From the gun, Smith throwing over the middle and nobody home. In the direction of Vernon Davis, who has been the touchdown maker, into double.
Let's go to Tampa Bay to kiss the baby here. Josh Freeman. That's Josh Johnson, but take my word for it. Josh Freeman and that man in the middle, Raheem Morris, about to get their first career victories. Freeman, the quarterback, the rookie out of Kansas State, first-round pick in his first career start, throws for 3 touchdowns. And Raheem Morris, the head coach, in his 8th try after an 0-7 start, has 5 seconds remaining until his first career NFL victory.
The last play of the game. Rodgers winds up, throws it into the end zone, and it is batted down, and that's it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
38-28. Tampa Bay is a winner as they flash back to the old uniforms and honor the great Hall of Famer Leroy Selman. The Buccaneers with a victory today, 38-20. Let's go to San Francisco, back on the Red Zone channel. Alex Smith back at quarterback. The former first overall pick has had some success and starts at home this week against Tennessee.
You think about what Peyton Manning has done in Indianapolis, and he's had the same offensive line coach, the same quarterback coach, the same play caller all 12 years of his career.
And Jimmy Ray now calling the plays for San Francisco. Out of the gun, Smith gets out of trouble on the move. And Smith is hit. Comes up short of the first down. Took a shot along the sideline as he tried to extend his body, but not quite enough.
Boy, this is a great play by Cortland Finnegan. I mean, he's all the way on the other side of the field. He comes all the way across the field and makes this tackle short of the first down.
So 4th and 1, San Francisco is going to send Joe Nedney onto the field, trying to get on the board first. The punter, Andy Lee, will hold it. Brian Jennings is the snapper. Nedney's been around the block 14 years in the NFL, and he's been consistent. 7 different NFL teams. 35-yard attempt. And whistle blows before the kick from Nedney.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now that'll make it a little more challenging from the 35-yard attempt from Mike Singletary's kicker.
Yeah, you can see Mike Singletary talking to Al Evers, the special teams coach, and those are the type of mistakes that have really held back this football team. I mean, the penalties, the missed assignments, the mental errors. They're continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. That's why they've lost 3 in a row. They're not giving themselves a chance to win by making mistakes like that.
29th in the NFL on third down, 28%. We just saw a third down that they were unable to convert to keep this drive going. From 40 yards away, Nedney knocks it through.
Field goal is good here, 3-0 San Francisco over Tennessee. Update from Seattle. Justin Griffith here. The fullback with the dump off from Matt Hasselbeck, but that ball's going to come out. Julian Peterson, the former Hawk, forced it. Co Simpson with the recovery. And that's great field position now for Matthew Stafford. 2nd and 10 from inside the 30.
To the original line of scrimmage, making it 2nd and 10. Fake to Morris, going out as a receiver, and the pass little beyond him as Hawthorne covers him. So it'll be 3rd and long coming up for Detroit.
Well covered by David Hawthorne from the linebacker position. He had the back on the route, fouled him to the flat, and was stride for stride with him. He's really stepped in and played well in the absence of Lofa Tutupu, their Pro Bowl middle linebacker.
So now the Lions at 3rd down and 10. And again, Calvin Johnson lining up to the right. And Trufant is eyeing him. 3-man rush. And now they send a linebacker. Plenty of time, and the pass into the end zone, and the catch is made, and it's a touchdown. Brian Johnson, covered by Ken Lucas, the nickelback this week, and a great protection for the Lions. A perfect pass and catch.
That's a touchdown. How about Detroit? 13-0 over Seattle. Point after pending. How about New Orleans? Down 14-0. Drew Brees joined in progress.
Brees under pressure, throws into traffic, and the catch is made to the Panthers' 42-yard line by Jeremy Shockey. That's a gain of 14.
The difference in Shockey and Drew Brees is substantial. Here you're going to see Shockey coming off this backside, going to cross the field. They're clearing out for him, just settling in that area. When you talk to Jeremy Shockey, he talks about, you know what? I know now where Drew Brees is going to put that ball. It's where it has to be caught successfully. I can anticipate where it's going to be.
Brees 6 for his first 6. Fakes it one way, comes back to Thomas the other way. He breaks a tackle and spins his way to the 32.
And we're seeing the full Monty, as it were, with that New Orleans Saints offense now. We're seeing 2 tights, 2 backs, 3 wides. We're going to run the ball. We're going to fake screen one way, come back the other. And everybody's going to get their touches. Right now for Carolina, they're a little nervous because New Orleans has that look of the team that, oh boy, you don't want this team to get into rhythm.
Thomas, a first down carry to the 27.
Tom, the personnel groupings that they're rolling through here with the New Orleans Saints, and we've talked about this before. Everybody in the league calls it by numbers. 2 backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. Of course, there's always 5 skilled position people on the field at a time. That's 21 personnel. If you have 2 tight ends, that's 12. 1 back, 2 tight ends. And as you can see down the list. And for New Orleans, it's variations on the theme. They got 3 and 4 different versions of 12 or 2 tight personnel because of the depth of personnel they have.
Mike Bell inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Tripped up by Julius Peppers.
And this is the part of the field, Tom, that interests me with New Orleans now. Before, this was going to be a throw, jump ball to Marcus Colston. How do I get the ball to Jeremy Shockey? Like we just talked about with Carolina, is New Orleans truly coming over to the dark side? Are they content in running the ball down in the red zone and showing that same physicality we talked about with Carolina?
Four receiver set. With Thomas in the backfield and a play blown dead.
Timeout, Carolina. All right, timeout here. First timeout taken by Carolina. And we're going to go to the Meadowlands where there's a flag there. Believe it is a delay on the Giants, which will back them up. 3rd down coming up.
They almost didn't mark the penalty.
Yeah. Finally back them up 5. The Giants were ready to snap it again without the 5 yards being stepped off.
Now the play clocks are down at field level, which does make it very difficult for the quarterbacks here in this stadium.
Now it's a 3rd and 10. Oh, a good move by Manning to get away. Now steps back behind the line and throws incomplete.
Let's go to San Francisco. Back end of a replay. Look at Vince Young to Justin Gage for 49 and a red zone try. Vince Young 4 of 5, 84 yards already.
They're in the red zone. 1st and goal. Johnson gets buried. No room to work with. It's a loss of 1. Abrea Franklin stuffing Chris Johnson.
You know, early in this game, you can already see the mindset of the Tennessee Titans. They want to run the ball on the edges. They want to run the ball on the perimeter because this San Francisco defense is very stout down the middle. And the other thing is they want to take some shots on 1st down with Vince Young throwing the ball a little bit to keep San Francisco off balance.
On a 2nd and goal now for Tennessee. Toss to Johnson, and he's caught from behind by Patrick Willis. Johnson has incredible speed.
Let's show it to you one more time. You only saw the catch on that Vince Young bomb to Justin Gage. Here is the play in its entirety. On 2nd and 5, you give any quarterback enough time to throw, even Vince Young. You can make the play downfield, but that was a perfect throw. A perfect throw. High 5, low 5. You don't even root for my team, do you? Hey, who wants to shake hands with an athlete?
Don't overestimate your speed. This guy is the real deal.
On a 3rd and goal now for Tennessee. Titans trying to punch this one in. Young on a handoff. Johnson looking to throw it. Back of the end zone, it's incomplete. Bo Scaife intended receiver. And the Titans and Mike Heimerdinger going into the bag of tricks. The 49ers were prepared for it.
Well, they must have saw something on film, but the 49ers do a nice job, particularly in the secondary. They weren't fooled at all. You can see Chris Johnson there. He's just trying to get a grip on the ball, trying to throw that one in the back of the end zone to both Scaife.
And Johnson took a shot from Terrell Brown. Titans will have to settle for a short field goal attempt with Rob Baronis, one of the most consistent kickers in the NFL. This is from 21 yards away to tie it up. Kern will hold it. Ken Amato, the snapper. And the 21-yard field goal is good for Baronis.
Yeah, I didn't think New Orleans would go away easy. Down 14-0, actually easily would be the better way to say it. Andrew, Jeffrey Henderson and Drew Brees now, they hook up to put him in the red zone. End of the 1st quarter, however, here, so we're going to bounce out and show you some scores from earlier today, as right now the only thing going is Seattle and Detroit. So a friendly reminder that Cincinnati beat Baltimore for the sweep in the AFC North this year. Key game when it certainly comes down to the divisional race in the stretch. Cincinnati wins at 17-7. Indianapolis remains undefeated, goes to 8-0. New England over Miami there, 27-17. Randy Moss, big day. Jacksonville wins. Downs Kansas City 24-21. The Chiefs have dropped 12-13. Arizona now 4-0 on the road. Shocking Chicago 41-21 at Soldier Field. Atlanta wins, bounces back in the short week. And Tampa Bay gets its first win of the year for both Coach Raheem Morris and quarterback, beg your pardon, Josh Freeman, 38-28. Get back to some football, and let's get back to the Meadowlands, where there is no score here between the Giants and the Chargers.
Doesn't matter, 2 guys that are going to the Hall of Fame. One's already in.
Here's the other one. Tomlinson stacked up, no gain. Tuck quickly in on the tackle. Well, they've been telling us this week, the Chargers, that they felt like LT bruised up week 2 of the season, that he's back and healthy and ready to run free.
There you go. Look at the years as they go along for LaDainian Tomlinson and the injuries to the offensive line. And a lot of things have changed with the Chargers. LaDainian Tomlinson's getting older, but also they have Antonio Gates. They have wide receivers. And Phillip Rivers playing well, so he's not getting the touches, and everything's not just built around the running back now.
Just 3 years removed from that banner season. They play action it here. Rivers pulled in at the 30. That's Vincent Jackson. Corey Webster, he had him boxed out. 16 yards.
Good word, Jim. Boxed out. Corey Webster gets to match up against Vincent Jackson today on the top of your screen, and this is what we talked about. Not the fastest group of receivers in the NFL, but absolutely the tallest and biggest. And it is what a comfort for a quarterback just to know if he throws it in the vicinity that the wide receiver is going to come down with it. Vincent Jackson great against tight coverage.
They have it at the 29. And Rivers throws it, falling, and it's incomplete. And by the way, they waived Chris Chambers earlier this week. Did the Chargers. Chambers picked up by Kansas City. He caught 2 touchdowns today for the Chiefs. How about a little Phil philosophy here?
Well, we talked about throwing to the big receivers down the field, a play action pass last week against the Raiders. Why would you throw this? Malcolm Floyd's covered, but Phillip Rivers says doesn't matter, throws it down there. And Malcolm Floyd told Phillip Rivers, if I have 2 feet on the ground, don't worry, I'll jump up and catch it. And he does.
And it was really the emergence of Floyd that allowed them to waive Chambers just this week, setting up screen over to LT, and a couple of Giants right on the spot. No gain. Webster, one of those coming up. Danny Clark, the other.
So far today, the Giants, the key to being a really good defensive team is spreading the field and making sure you just don't give big gaps to the offense in the pass game or the run game. And look at that. Everybody, 2 guys, outside, inside, proper angles. That way you don't give up the big runs.
Giants racing to the sideline. That's Robbins getting off in time. 3rd down. 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. Rivers unloads it. A wobbler caught by Gates. And he's tackled at the 10-yard line. Rivers, a great job getting that away just in time. Darren Sproles trying to pick up the blitz on Michael Boley.
Well, Phillip Rivers can hang in there with the best of them. And my question is, why so many blitzes? You're supposed to have defensive linemen that can get to the quarterback, because if you keep blitzing, this is what happens down the field. You have Antonio Gates covered by Justin Tuck, a defensive end.
Final seconds of the first quarter. A quarter in which the Giants had it for half the time on their opening drive, but came up empty. So they'll be snapping it.
John Carney lining up for a field goal in New Orleans on 4th down 14-0.
Good snap, good hold, and a good kick.
It is good New Orleans on the board. D'Angelo Williams touchdowns, though, have made this a 14-3 game. This is Seattle. That is Marcus Trufant on Calvin Johnson. Matthew Stafford nearing the end zone again.
His favor to 90-10 because it's Calvin Johnson.
2nd down and 10. And the late handoff to Smith, giving ground. And Smith will be hit hard by Kelly Jennings as he goes out of bounds. And really no gain on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Lions, already in field goal range, although Jason Hanson did miss a 34-yarder early on.
And this is an opportunity now for Seattle's defense to not give in to the gamble that backfired. If they can hold them to at least a field goal attempt, they'll feel much better about things.
See what Gus Bradley, the defensive coordinator, has in mind here. And the quick pass to Aaron Brown, loses his footing and finally is put down. And a flag is thrown down, hard hit by Jordan Babineau, and the penalty flag right there was thrown.
Flag was thrown in the secondary behind the play.
Against the Lions.
Illegal block in the back. Number 51, offense. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Dominic Raiola, the center, who last week came to the aid of Matthew Stafford when the fans got a little unruly supporting his quarterback. Had enough of that in the days of Joey Harrington. Stafford's our guy, and of course, well appreciated by the Lions and by Stafford.
2 games at once now. We'll stay here with Dick Stockton and Charles Davis. And hello, friends, bringing Jim Nance and Phil Simms as well. That's a touchdown. That is a Vincent Jackson touchdown from Phillip Rivers. You saw it live on the Red Zone channel. 6-0 now. San Diego takes the lead over the Giants, who had a botched field goal try earlier.
They don't get much. It would be a long field goal attempt for Hansen.
Johnson in the slot now.
3rd down and 20, and they go underneath, and Maurice Morris with the catch and gets to the 22-yard line, so it'll be way short of the first down. They got 11 on that play as Darryl Tapp brings down his former teammate, so Hansen will come on to try the field goal and add to Detroit's lead.
And remember, Detroit's last game against the Rams, they were fooled by a fake field goal that cost them big. If I'm Seattle right here, I'm planning on pretty much saying, hey, you kick it, I'm not giving up anything else.
41-yard field goal attempt here. And Jason Hansen puts his leg to it, and this kick is good. And the Lions.
Detroit over Seattle, 17-0. Hansen a field goal, and the Seahawks getting skunked at home. Carolina leading on the road, 14-3. 13 minutes remaining, still second quarter.
Change the impact in this game.
D'Angelo Williams dropped a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. I beg your pardon, Jonathan Stewart. And right now for a game break, let's return to Chris Rose in Los Angeles.
All right, top quarterback today is Kurt Warner. 5 touchdowns. Now consider this, last week against Carolina, Warner threw 5 INTs. 5 INTs, 5 touchdowns, both career highs. And he does it in consecutive weeks. Jay Cutler, good numbers, but his team lost. Josh Freeman, 3 big touchdowns to a win over Aaron Rodgers. Matt Castle couldn't get the victory, but tried valiantly in the second half in Jacksonville. Red Zone channel takes you back to live football. Where should we go? Let's go here to the Dome.
Stewart again. And collides with Jonathan Vilma along with Will Smith.
And this is where that inside presence now, or I should say the lack of it, the fact they've had some people hurt, Cedric Ellis, they're really high on Remy Adele and Anthony Hargrove in the way they've come in as backups to solidify the inside of the line even after some of the injuries they've had.
3rd and 11. Very conservative call. And a very short run. The ball is loose. The ball stripped loose as he tried to get the last couple of yards, and waiting on an official signal from on the field as to who's at the bottom of the pile holding the football.
Well, the players are saying it, but okay, now Scott Green says, yep, wow.
And that looked like a play that was just going nowhere.
Well, it looked like they thought it was going to stop initially. You can see the hesitation, and you're obviously giving up on the down on a 3rd and 12 to run an isolation play, but just a good solid hit. The ball comes out. This is the type of thing that has killed the Carolina Panthers in the past. They can avoid turnovers. They've been pretty darn good, but to turn it over now on your 16, 17-yard line on the road, now New Orleans has got to capitalize.
Tracy Porter delivered the shot that jarred it loose, and Pearson Prelo covered it up.
I think you'll see Drew Brees taking a shot to the end zone right now. Let's build on this emotional momentum.
Pump fake. And has to lay it off for Thomas. Boy, that's a dangerous throw. Standing right behind him was John Beeson.
Well, he had Colston and Shockey in the back of the end zone, but again, a good job. Keep in mind now, this Carolina Panther defense is outstanding in terms of not giving up big plays. They're currently third. I get my numbers right here. 3rd in the league in terms of giving up the fewest big play. They tend to be a little conservative. They want to keep it in front of them, just as they did there.
Second down, Breeze, good protection, intercepted by Gamble. Still on his feet across the 30, the 40, run out of bounds at midfield. Second turnover of the game for New Orleans on offense, a fumble and now an interception.
Time to take a peek at San Francisco. You're watching the Red Zone channel, and we head to Candlestick Point for the 49ers and the Titans.
Around the NFL Week 9. How about the Cincinnati Bengals knocking off Baltimore for the second time this season? Tom Brady over 300 yards, 27th time. Patriots are 6-2. Peyton Manning over 40,000 yards passing, did it in a decade. And Kurt Warner still chugging along. 5 touchdown passes today over the Bears.
Well, you're looking at 3 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks there, and those guys play at a high level each week. They take a great deal of pride in their preparation and performance.
Delaney Walker sets up in the slot. Smith flushed out of the pocket, throwing, and nobody home. There is not a 49er even close as he threw it away. William Hayes supplying the heat on Alex Smith, and it brings up third down.
Boy, that's on Alex Smith. When that play right there, that ball has to come out. There's no other option. There's just one option. It's a reverse pivot. That's a slant route. The ball must come out. Just a little inexperience there from Alex Smith.
Smith's record as a starter, 11-20. He's actually lost 6 consecutive starts.
Well, I think when you're learning a new offense every year, your fundamentals go right out the window because you're so concerned about the playbook and plays. He needs to get back to basics and trust his footwork.
Play clock is winding down. Shotgun formation. Smith has the time. Throwing. And picked off. Tipped up in the air and intercepted by Rod Hood. Rod Hood's got running room. Breaks one tackle. And Hood's still on his feet. Brought down inside the 25-yard line. So the Niners turned it over as Smith's ball was tipped. And it stayed up in the air for Hood to slide in and make the pick.
This took all day, and I sat there and watched it. He stared it down, and you just look how far the receiver, Crabtree, is out of the break. He gave Michael Griffin, the safety, plenty of time. He tried to stick that one into 2-deep coverage. You can't, they always say if you wait, you're late in this game. That ball took way too long to get there.
So excellent play by Griffin, leaving his feet to keep that ball in play. And Rod Hood, who started for Arizona in the Super Bowl and then couldn't find a job. He was cut by Cleveland and Chicago in the preseason. He comes up with the interception. Handoff to Johnson, running into a crowd, and no gain, maybe a half a yard depending on the spot. Isaac Sopoaga making the play, first man there for San Francisco.
You know, it's amazing. You were talking about Rod Hood, who made the interception. I mean, on the street 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, the guy wasn't even playing football. He's come in. He's made some huge contributions in this secondary, cut by Cleveland and Chicago in the preseason. Here's a guy that started, as you said, in the Super Bowl last year for Arizona.
And a 44-yard return after the pick. Young straight back on a short throw, gets Bo Scaife involved, his former collegiate teammate at Texas. And Scaife tackled after a gain of 5. Patrick Willis among those over there for San Francisco. Down to 25 seconds left in this first quarter. Rod Hood, with the injury to Nick Harper, opportunity arises, and Hood has stepped in with his second interception, former Arizona Cardinal and former...
End of the quarter here, so we are going to bounce out of that one. It is a 3-3 game in San Francisco. Meantime, here, it is quite the opposite. Detroit over Seattle, 17-0.
By William James, and he can't do it, but picks up healthy yardage to the 22-yard line, a 6-yard pickup.
And I believe he's getting better, Dick, because that throw required so much faking action and then throwing back across field. A couple of weeks ago, I'm not sure he's able to complete this throw because of the limitation from the pain in his ribs. On this one, he gets it out there just fine to Julius Jones.
2nd and 4 early in the second quarter. Forsett lining up in the backfield. And it's Justin Forsett finds an opening and driving inside the 10-yard line. An impressive run and good blocking up front for Justin Forsett, who gets 14 yards before Louis Delmas brings him down. 1st and goal at the 9.
Nice job at the point of attack by the offensive line, but after that, this is all Justin Forsett. Look at the vision and the foot, and a nice fake on Coach Simpson, and then he drags the tackler for additional yardage. See right there, good job. Chris Spencer, 65 in the middle, knocking aside the Detroit defensive front.
Forsett remains in the game, 1st and goal. They fake to him. Hasselbeck then flips to Forsett. And Forsett working his way inside the 5, close to the 3-yard line, where Ernie Sims makes the tackle. And a 5-yard pickup on the 10th play of the drive.
The pressure from the Detroit front is forcing Matt Hasselbeck to come to his check down routes. Get the pressure up front, good coverage on the backside, but now he's coming to the check down routes, and those have been effective on this drive.
2nd and goal from the 3. Julius Jones banks is off a defender and scores for Seattle.
So Seattle not going away, 17-6. It is still quite early in the 2nd quarter. Look at the play selection here for the Carolina Panthers. Almost always on the ground, and why not? It's working.
If they put it in the air, they'll run it again, and why not when you're getting runs like that from Williams?
Tell you what, Terrell Sutton, for a makeshift fullback, someone they're just kind of thrown in, he is a good physical presence for them and adds to that physicality we're talking about. You saw in that last play.
Two games at once here in the red zone. We'll stay here at the Dome, and we'll bring in San Francisco. It's Vince Young and Justin Gage hooking up for a 1st down. Second big connection they've made today. They had a big one earlier, a 50-yarder, to get them inside the red zone, eventually leading to a field goal. Vince Young 7-9 for 102 yards. Jonathan Stewart picks up a 1st down, it seems, on 3rd down to bring Carolina closer to the 30-yard line. Two games at once now on the Red Zone channel. On the right of your screen, this is the first play of the 2nd quarter. It's a dump off to Nate Washington from Vince Young. We have 4 games going for you right now, including San Diego leading over the New York Giants, thanks to the Vincent Jackson touchdown from Phillip Rivers. We'll check in on that game in a little bit. If you'd like to choose one of these two, you can do so at 7-12 on your left, and on the right, 7-14. Jake Delhomme will throw on 1st down. The dump off the screen to Jonathan Stewart. Stewart has a 1st down and then some. Inside the 20, down near the 15-yard line. Vince Young may be changing the play at the line to Tennessee in his 2nd start of the season. Going to hand it off to Lendale White back in California. White's across the 10. Red Zone Week 9, I'm Andrew Siciliano. These are 2 of the 4 games we have for you late today. Coming up in a little bit as well, we'll head across the country, check in with Dan Patrick and Tony Dungy as they get ready for football night in America, an NFC East battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. 1st down from the 16 now for Jake Delhomme. Carolina again keeps it on the ground. D'Angelo Williams already 2 touchdowns on the day. He's going to be backed up by Jonathan Vilma. Loss of maybe 3 back to the 20. Vince Young now 3rd and 5. Can get a 1st down without getting into the end zone. Vince Young will run, and he'll run to the end zone for a touchdown as Vince Young has led Tennessee to the lead in San Francisco.
What Carolina Panthers are about, the division rivals, they see each other all the time. They're going to load this defense up, and I think almost dare Jake Delhomme. You go ahead and take a shot down the field if you want.
Delhomme sacked at the 28 by Will Smith. Smith healthy again, played all of last season with a sports hernia and didn't tell anybody about it. That tells you about his toughness.
Well, they really feel like New Orleans does, that they can bring pressure with just their 4-man front, particularly bringing guys from the outside that they've got in terms of Grant and Smith. I'd be surprised again here not to see a run or a quick drop. You want to guarantee the 3 points here. You don't want the turnover. I don't know that Carolina has the confidence in its offense to put it down the field.
Well, the play clock winding down under 5. Jake Delhomme says timeout.
Break here, so we're going to go to the Meadowlands. The Giants in plus territory, but down 7-0. There's a penalty on this, a completion to the fullback.
On the Giants. 35 yards in penalty yards. Puts him back on their side of the field, the Giants 49. And a 1st and 25. Another screen set up. Bradshaw to the 41, good for 10 yards. Tomorrow on CBS, catch Charlie's Wildest Escapade Ever, TV's #1 comedy, Chuck Lorre's 2.5 Men. New episode tomorrow only on America's #1 network. The boss still groggy, I'm sure. He's still sitting it out. 2nd down, 15. Giants pick it up. Now Manning has the ball come out of his hands. He's stripped away by Phillips. And the Giants recover it. That's Sean O'Hara with the recovery.
3rd down. Well, that's Sean Phillips coming from the outside, and that's just, again, we talked about it. This time they kept Eli Manning in the pocket. The coverage down the field is good, and that extra time allows Phillips to get to Eli Manning and cause the fumble. And that's been kind of the difference for this Chargers team of late. Sean Phillips, Sean Merriman getting that extra time or getting to the quarterback.
3rd and 18, a sack of 3 yards. Here they come again. Manning unloads it though, and he's got an open target. That is Steve Smith with the catch. And knocked out at the 25 and a 1st down.
If you have the ability on defense, I would double team Steve Smith every single time on 3rd downs. He left of the screen. Good job by Eli Manning stepping up and finds that spot in the zone defense on the sideline. Watch 12. What a cut.
Steve Smith, the #1 receiver in the league. 3rd down receptions. That's his 23rd of the year. Most in the league. They needed 18. He got 19. Now set up at the San Diego 25. And Jacobs looking for the edge, and he is turned down. Brandon Seiler with a flag down.
Brandon Seiler starting today very good against the run. Big, strong.
Holding, number 60, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Sean O'Hara, the center. See if we can, comes around pretty good. Gets those arms. Look at that outside arm and then pulls him down.
Pulling down Giles Tucker. They did escape a 1st and 25 already on this drive. Now it's a 1st and 20, and Boss is back in. Here he is lined up on the right side on a wing. Back to Smith, and Seiler rides him down at the 30. Picks up 5. 2nd and 15 coming up. Well, this Giants team, Phil, they look so unbeatable, you know, early in the season, but a lot of people were questioning the strength of schedule. They did have a win at Dallas, but 5-0, backed up by now 3 consecutive losses.
Basically, Jim, they just didn't handle pressure well. The offense played 3 blitzing teams and didn't take advantage of any of those opportunities. When a team keeps blitzing you, you've got to make them pay with big plays and touchdowns. The Giants didn't do it.
As Jacobs hesitates, and he's so tough to bring down. Another 5 yards. The Giants have had this possession now for over 7 minutes.
Sean Merriman says when Brandon Jacobs is carrying the football.
We're coming back here, but we have an update from New Orleans. We have a field goal. Here it is, John Casey. 32-yard garden variety 3-pointer makes it 17-3 as they are now under 5.5 remaining in the second.
3rd and 10. They've already picked up a 1st down on 3rd and 18 on this drive. Now that's exceeded 8 minutes. Flags are down. Manning completes it. And that's Johnson with the reception with Smith with a block. But what about the flag? It went for 14, which would be good enough for the first.
Offside, number 56, defense.
2 games at once. San Francisco's in the red zone. This is the red zone channel. 39 yards moments ago. Alex Smith to Vernon Davis. That's Davis again back of the end zone, this time an incompletion. Davis leads NFL tight ends with 7 touchdown catches. 3 today for Greg Olsen for the Bears to get him to 6 on that total. 1 behind Vernon Davis. 1st and 10 here for the Giants. They can get a first down without getting into the end zone. To the left of your screen, Eli Manning out of the shotgun. Took it so shy of the end zone. It's a completion. It's to Steve Smith for maybe 4 yards. You want to pick one of these 2 games? Do so. 7-13 and 7-14, going from the left to the right. So 1st and 5 after the penalty on the 49ers, or rather, beg your pardon, after the penalty on the Titans. 1st and 5 now. Tennessee has it on the 8 with Alex Smith under center. And a handoff. Frank Gore fighting. Close to a first down, shy of the end zone, but a strong push there.
2nd and 5.
Eli Manning hands it off to Ahmad Bradshaw, who isn't nearly as successful as Gore, gets maybe 2 yards. Coming up in a little bit, your halftime highlights for these late games and all the highlights from earlier today. Our 7 games on the Red Zone channel, including Indianapolis going to 8-0 to open the season and running their regular season winning streak to 17 games. Jim Caldwell, the first coach since the merger to begin with an 8-0 season. As they measure, let's go full screen to the Meadowlands, 3rd and 5.
To be patient and set up those plays if you're standing on the sideline all the time watching the Giants offense.
Play count is 31-11. It's a 3rd and 5. They can pick up a first at the 1. Eli fires it. Touchdown, New York. Steve Smith.
Steve Smith with a touchdown, and this one's about to be tied 7-7, point after pending. Let's go to Seattle. Matthew Stafford. Bad ball picked off there by David Hawthorne, the linebacker. Looked like they had Calvin Johnson down to the 1-yard line. He made the catch, but he was out of bounds, didn't count. After that, the INT as we go to beg your pardon, San Francisco.
Handoff, it's Gore. Frank Gore, he's in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Boy, that's a good job up front by that.
Let's go to New Orleans. It's 3rd and 8 for Drew Brees.
All right, we'll do it.
Everett Brown got caught out there in no man's land.
And it's, do I go? You think they saw me? You think I can get away?
Unabated to the quarterback, number 91 on defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, this is, I wonder if I can get away with it right here. And believe me, for just a second, let it go right here. And now he knows this is a little bit offsides. It's like he's thinking, I wonder if they saw me. You think I can get back? And you know what? Had nobody moved, he'd have been fine.
So 3rd and 8 now goes to 3rd and 3.
Wow, what a difference. Particularly, you don't need to spot New Orleans 5 yards.
Brees looking for Bush. Bush came back to get the ball. That was actually a pretty well thrown ball there by Brees. I'm not sure if that went in and out of the hands of Bush when he came back to get it.
Well, it was again like the throw down on the goal line, the intercepted ball.
4th down. We're getting out of here. We're going to go to Seattle. Julius Jones on the carry for the Seahawks, who are down 10.
Alabama, as we look at Hasselbeck's first pass interception, makes your point. 11 for 11, 77 yards since then. And Seattle going at varying tempos. Quickly one play, next play they go back and huddle up at a normal tempo.
And Hill, who's celebrating his 23rd birthday, goes out of the game. It's 2nd down and 7, and here's Julius Jones trying to go outside, and he is met head on by William James. A couple of hard hits by the veteran cornerback, and a pickup of 3 for Jones out to the 46.
That was well played by the Detroit defensive line, Cliff Averill, and then William James at the corner, 41. Really well played because Averill extended the play, strung it out, and James came up and made the tackle.
We're seeing a lot of defensive linemen shifted in and out. Grady Jackson inactive coach's decision today. Joe Cohen has seen a lot of action, number 60. We have a 3rd and 4 here. And Hasselbeck trying to get away from the rush. He does, and he flips the pass to John Carlson, who has a first down into Detroit territory at the 43. And that is Carlson's first catch of the game. And a gain of 11.
Gunther Cunningham, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, is renowned for what? Pressure. Loves to blitz. Look at what he shows. Everyone up, and then he backs off, ends up rushing 4. When they don't get to Hasselbeck, he's able to move around in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and find John Carlson underneath.
Seahawks on the Lions 43. And the quick pass to Burleson on the wide receiver screen, and Buchanan with help wrestles him down. And they get about almost 8 yards on that play. Kevin Hobbs joining in, but it took a bunch of Lions on that play.
You notice what momentum does for a team? You notice that when the momentum shifts to your side and you're feeling good about yourself, that a 3-yard play becomes a 6 or 7-yard play because you're not willing to go down. Nate Burleson exemplified it on that play.
And Matt Hasselbeck now has completed more passes than any other quarterback in Seahawk history. And facing 2nd down and 2. Play action. And Hasselbeck flips it out to Julius Jones. Jones gets the first down inside the 30-yard line. And wrestled down by Julian Peterson, but not before he gets to the 25 and gets 10 more yards.
Oh, Julius, how about the move? Shakes Kevin Hobbs, breaks him down, and cuts inside for the first down.
There
Look at
it
that.
is.
Great shake inside. Gets upfield.
First down at the 25 with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Hasselbeck down the middle, trying to get it to Houshmandzadeh, and the flag comes down, and Delmas covering him. And Houshmandzadeh claiming he was held. And if this goes against the Lions, and apparently it will give the Seahawks another first down.
Grabbing receiver while the ball is in the air. Spot foul, automatic, first down.
Louis Delmas, the rookie safety, trying to run with TJ Houshmandzadeh, but he's got a hold of his upfield arm. And Houshmandzadeh gesturing this week, gesturing positively for his team. Not a negative because of an incompletion.
First down, and here is Julius Jones, and a great play made by Delmas, who is guilty of the pass interference and then storms in from the secondary, and a loss of 3 on the play.
And this is what coaches love to see from young players. This is Delmas coming from deep in the secondary, diagnoses the play, and gets upfield and makes a great tackle in the backfield against Julius Jones. Pass interference one play. Does he hang his head? No. Comes right back and makes a good play.
And it'll be a loss of 5 yards. So 2nd down and 15 from the 18 now. And here's Hasselbeck. And this time he checks down to Griffith. And the fullback is stopped at the 15-yard line, picking up 3 more yards. So 15 straight completions by Matt Hasselbeck, as the Seahawks were trailing 17-0 at the end of the first quarter and fighting back. So look at those numbers. Great accuracy, and a lot of them have been checkdowns by both quarterbacks today. 3rd down and 12.
Ball start, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Left tackle Damian McIntosh, and by the way, Sean Locklear, who suffered a sprained ankle in the 2nd week against the 49ers and had been out, is active and would be backing up McIntosh, who was the 4th left tackle to play for the Seahawks this year. And of course, last week Walter Jones, the great one, was put on IR. Now 3rd and 12. Or make it 3rd down and 16. Hasselbeck going to the end zone, and Burleson unable to make the catch, but a flag goes down. And let's see if there was a push off on the case of Burleson.
I think that's exactly what it's going to be, is Nate Burleson pushing the defender in the back.
Pass interference, offense, number 81. That penalty's been declined. Result in play, 4th down.
They got that one right as he pushes.
Looked like a push-off to me. Pass interference there, 17-7 Detroit on top of Seattle. We are back inside our Red Zone studios in Los Angeles. We have 4 games for you now, but do not forget that Football Night in America is coming up on NBC. A battle of 5-2 teams in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, as we go back across the country to 30 Rock. Dan Patrick, Tony Dungy. I was going to ask about those Bengals, Dan's Bengals, but how do we ignore Tony Dungy's Colts, guys? They are 8-0, and I would have to think one of their more impressive victories of the year to remain undefeated. What do you say?
Yeah, but Andrew, they finally got a good coach in Indy. I mean, the Bengals, now that's a great story here, right? What are you more surprised at? The Colts are undefeated or the way the Bengals have been playing?
I really am more surprised with the Bengals. I thought they've showed a lot. They've won games in a lot of different ways. I thought today their offense came out and played a tremendous game against a tough Ravens defense.
Do you think the Ravens are done as far as in that division? I know Bengals-Steelers coming up next week, but where do you look at Baltimore now?
You know, I think it could be tough for Baltimore. They're the 3rd best team in that division. They're going to have to beat some other people to make the playoffs as a wild card team.
The Colts, they continue to win. Interestingly, though, you know, if you looked at the way they appear to be dominating time of possession first half, couldn't put away the Texans. What do you take away from that game?
Well, I think Jim Caldwell's going to look at the red zone offense. They moved the ball a lot, got down there close, didn't score touchdowns. And that's one thing that this team has done in the past, is score touchdowns when they get close. That allowed Houston to hang in there, and the defense actually had to make a few plays for Indianapolis to win it at the end.
What do you expect tonight, Cowboys, Eagles, in Philadelphia?
I'm looking for a big game. I think it's going to be Philadelphia throwing the ball down the field against Dallas. Dallas with Tony Romo, they're going to try to have to match him. And Romo's got to be careful. These are the kind of games where he's tried to do a little too much. He's got to let his playmakers work tonight.
But what is the game plan with Romo? I know that Rodney Harrison, as we were talking about this game, says that the Eagles will go after the ball because they know Tony has a tendency to be a little careless with that. Explain that.
I think they will. He's going to try to move around in the pocket, trying to make big plays, scramble with it, and he's got to protect it. But the thing he can do more than anything, I think, is allow Barber and Felix Jones, allow those runners to take some pressure off him.
If you're Andy Reid and you have all these weapons, I maintain that has the potential to be the best offense in the NFL. Is he too conservative with that offense and all those weapons right now?
No, I think what Andy's fallen into the trap of is looking for the big plays. He knows he's got guys that can make them. Sometimes he ignores his running game. And if Westbrook doesn't play tonight, he's got to be careful that he still dials up some runs and doesn't let Dallas just tee off in the pass rush.
All right, so that's coming up. We'll start our pregame coverage at 7 Eastern. Bob Costas, of course, with Chris Collinsworth, Al Michaels. They'll be in Philadelphia. We'll have Rodney Harrison will joining us on set. Keith Oberman has all the highlights, so we'll be ready. Dan Patrick Show coming up tomorrow at 9 Eastern on the 101 DirecTV. So I leave anything out, Andrew?
No, I think you got it all. I was going to do the radio show. You did it for me. I appreciate it. Did I forget
sorry.
anything?
Okay. All right.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's teamwork here. No, it works well. Don't forget the Dan Patrick Show on the 101 coming up tomorrow, gentlemen. Thank you.
I just said that.
I know. But, hey, again,
we now return to the Red Zone. Andrew, you know what? There's no experience like that watching the Red Zone.
No, it is. And we're touched. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Football Night in America coming up at 7. 8:20 is the kickoff. A battle in the NFC East between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get back to some football. Let's get back to the Meadowlands with the Giants and the San Diego Chargers.
The Giants defense been, when you read the papers, even listen to the coaches at practice, the players miss tackles. And when they miss tackles, they've been letting running backs and receivers go for big gains.